Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings has called out members of the audience for wearing outfits favoring Mayim Bialik, a wild new video revealed. He spotted in disbelief that they came to his episode dressed like her sitcom character. During a commercial break, Ken, 48, started to interact with the live studio audience. In particular, with 4 audience members who the surprised host saw wearing blossom hats, the exact accessory actress and dual host Mayim, 46, donned on screen for her 90s sitcom. Ken wasn't thrilled that the attendees chose to tip their hats to Mayim, so to speak, during his taping and threw dirt their way. "It looks like there are some people who knew I was going to be hosting and wore my favorite flower on their heads," he said, pointing at them. The crowd laughed nervously and applauded. "Thank you, that's so sweet," he sarcastically continued. "For wearing a hat for your favorite host." He hilariously shaded, holding his hands to his heart. "Aw, that means so much." The Mayim supporters of course had to sit in their near front seats and just take it. Fans went wild in the comments under the less than flowery interaction Jeopardy! Just had to share it on Facebook. Sour Patch. They wanted Blossom. One commented below the game show's share. Funny Ken. Wrote another. I think they thought they were going to a Mayim Bialik taping, wrote a third who was also in disbelief. Just make Ken the sole host, wrote a fourth. A fifth defended being pro-Mayim or pro-Ken isn't helpful and wrote, they both fill a purpose and have their audiences. I'm glad they're sharing the hosting duties. After 2.5 years of empty seats, cheering crowds are back and filling the stands at the newly named Alex Trebek stage this season. Our 2 hosts. Jeopardy's brand new season premiered last month and alum Ken Jennings is hosting until January. As season 38 wrapped and before the now airing season 39, he and actress Mayim Bialik, now handling Celebrity Jeopardy, were officially announced as the permanent replacements for the late, great Alex Trebek. Ken and Mayim began regularly filling in for the legendary Alex in 2021 after his tragic 2020 passing at age 80 and a carousel of season 37 celebrity guest hosts, as Ken said with Vulture Today. The search also landed on former executive producer Mike Richards, who nabbed the hosting gig from the inside before the shocking decision was reversed a week later. The decision to keep both hosts permanently was announced on July 27, following months of speculation over whether producers would drop either Mayim or Ken. "It wasn't my decision." Ken told Vulture about the dual host decision today that he was surprised it could even be done. "At the time, the idea that the hosting position could be split between multiple people didn't occur to me, although now it seems pretty natural. Mayim and I have been splitting the job and the producers are talking about other possible spin-offs with other possible hosts. Obviously, it wasn't my decision. That would be Sony Pictures Television. The virtue of it is that Jeopardy! Has a huge audience and a really diverse one." In an interview with Inside Jeopardy! In September, Ken also said that he supports the dual hosting arrangement. "Jeopardy's got such a big diverse audience, you're not gonna be able to please everybody every night," he said. The Jeopardy! Studio in Culver City is usually a place of quiet intensity, contestants gripping their signaling devices, Alex Trebek's legacy lingering in every corner, and Ken Jennings holding the reins with his trademark mix of wit, humility, and sheer brainpower. But on this particular taping, something in the air was decidedly different. Even before the show began, the chatter in the audience hinted that something big, something unusual, was brewing. And Ken Jennings noticed it long before anyone else. The moment he walked onto the stage, he saw them, a section of nearly 20 audience members all dressed in bright, unmistakable pink. Not pastel pink. Not subtle rose. Full-on, neon, highlighter pink that practically glowed under the studio lights. Hoodies, scarves, skirts, hats, even a few boas. The ensemble looked less like a group of casual trivia lovers and more like superfans preparing for a pop concert meet and greet. It took Ken all of 3 seconds to realize what was going on. He smiled. Then he smirked. Then he delivered the now viral line that would echo across social media within minutes. "So," he said, leaning casually on the lectern, "I see we've got the Mayim section with us today." The audience erupted in laughter, even those in the pink brigade. Ken wasn't done. "I didn't get the memo," he added with mock disappointment, tugging on his normal navy blazer. "Next time I'll make sure to coordinate. I wouldn't want to clash with the House of Bialik." The crowd howled. Cameras weren't even rolling yet, but Ken continued playing it up, glancing theatrically at the group's handmade signs. One read "Bring Back Mayim." Another, "Team Bialik Forever." And one particularly bold sign featured a cartoon drawing of Mayim in a tiara with the caption "Queen of Jeopardy!" Someone later joked that the sign probably took more effort than half the contestants put into studying for the game board. And the best part? None of this was staged by production. The pink-clad superfans have coordinated the outfit online weeks before the taping, a grassroots mini-movement designed to show support for Mayim Bialik after months of debates, commentary, and social media chaos surrounding the hosting situation. The Jeopardy! Community is normally mild-mannered, but the host choice wars? Those have been fierce. Ken, of course, has always handled it with grace. But today, he went for something a little more playful. Ken's perfectly timed shade. When the show finally began filming, the Pink group's presence became an unavoidable part of the atmosphere. Their energy was loud, enthusiastic, and unapologetic. And Ken, ever the quick thinker, did not let the moment go to waste. During the first commercial break, he leaned toward the camera and said, "I'd like to remind the audience that bribing your host with coordinated outfits is not a selectable category." The line landed perfectly, and even the stage crew couldn't keep straight faces. Later, after a contestant answered a Mayim-related clue correctly, yes, ironically, it happened, Ken gestured toward the Pink section and joked, "I think we found your people." Riotous laughter followed once again. It wasn't mean-spirited. It wasn't bitter. It was classic Ken, sharp humor, quick thinking, and an ability to lightly poke fun without crossing a line. It was shade delivered with a smile, and the internet devoured it instantly. The audience incident goes viral. As soon as the taping ended, guests rushed to social media to share what they'd witnessed. Several posted pictures, snapped before the official no-photo rules kicked in, of the coordinated outfits. Clips of Ken's comments began circulating almost immediately. One attendee tweeted, "Ken Jennings just roasted an entire section of pink-shirted fans. Funniest thing I've seen all year, smiley face emoji, smiley face emoji." Another wrote, "Ken noticing the Mayim fan club and calling them House of Bialik, legend behavior." Someone else uploaded a selfie from the Pink section with the caption, "We got shaded by Ken Jennings and honestly, we deserved it." It was harmless fun, but it reignited the long-standing conversation about host preferences. Some fans praised Ken for taking the moment lightly and embracing the duality of the modern Jeopardy! Audience. Others, predictably, revived arguments about Mayim versus Ken. Yet most viewers seemed to enjoy the playful energy, laughing at how thoroughly Ken leaned into the spectacle. Behind the scenes, how Ken really felt. According to a source inside the studio that day, Ken was amused, not annoyed. Ken thought it was hilarious, the insider reportedly said. He said it was one of the most entertaining audience groups he'd ever seen. And that tracks. Ken is no stranger to having fun with fans. After all, he is still one of the most recognizable contestants in game show history. He knows fandom. He understands devotion. And he also understands how passionate people can be about Jeopardy! Especially now, with the show in a new era and the Alex Trebek legacy held with utmost care. What made this moment special was how gracefully he handled it. It could have been awkward, some hosts might have ignored it entirely, but Ken used the moment to connect with the audience, disarm the tension, and turn what could have been a distraction into entertainment. Mayim Bialik responds? While Mayim hasn't publicly commented yet, fans quickly tagged her dozens of times. One tweet read, @Miss Mayim Ken roasted us but we did it for you, sparkling heart emoji. Another, Mayim, your fan army showed up in full force today. You'd be proud. Whether she replies or not, it's clear that the love for her hasn't faded. Her supporters remain loud, passionate, and, if this taping is any indication, willing to raid the nearest clothing store's Pink section to prove their point. A moment that defines this Jeopardy! Era. The debate over hosting may never fully die down, at least not for a while. Fans are split, devoted, emotional, sometimes overly intense. But moments like this, moments where the host can laugh with the audience, show why the show is in good hands. Ken Jennings didn't just read clues and announce scores that day. He showed personality. He showed humor. He showed that he isn't afraid to acknowledge the elephant in the room, even when it's 20 people dressed like human highlighters. It was light, it was funny, it was unforgettable. And more importantly, it felt like the kind of unscripted moment Jeopardy! Fans will be talking about for years.